Just sneezing?
Alright, Eli.
Yeah.
You awaken after sleeping in your bed a while ago, falling asleep, having a dream about your father and what happened all those many years ago. And you wake up. Above you is a bright, what seems like super close blood moon. It almost takes up the whole sky. And the water around you, you see reflections of the moon around you. You can tell it's water because you've felt blood before. Many, many times. You've become very familiar with the feeling.
Well, damn. What did I do while I was sleeping?
What would you like to do?
I want to walk out of the water.
Which way?
Hey, Lucas. Or Nicole, where did you go? Which way did you go?
Don't say it.
I guess I'll go east.
Getting up, you see people here with lights walking towards this lady who has armor on. You recognize it to be the White Knight's armor. The Silver Knight's armor. Sorry.
Do I know how my enemies with those guys?
No. Your factions are actually rather close to each other. They have really good trading and especially weaponry back and forth.
I walk up to them.
The guys that are chasing her are a part of the Kingdom of Darwin. But the girl that's running, or the girl that's like running away, isn't. She's a part of the Silver Knights.
What does she look like?
Nicole. Why does nobody put their freaking characters in the sheets, man?
I sent you a picture a little bit ago.
Yeah. The Promised Blowjob, the best movie ever. This is the person you see when you walk out. Who's running? You can tell it's a female.
How? There's no female distinguishing angel.
The structure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a woman. I can tell.
I can't.
That's either a woman or a really slim man. Bro, I'm telling you, I got my dick detector on and it ain't pinging.
If it ain't pinging.
Go ahead.
Never mind.
Tori.
Yes.
While you're running, you see this guy. This guy walk out of the pool. You recognize him to be a part of the fucking hell. The Kingdom of Nurneth. Nureneth, there we go. A Black Knight.
I want to start running after the girl with the knights.
I do stop running.
The knights start walking towards you again as you start running. Two of the knights turn around and look at you. Their swords not drawn.
I walk up to the knights.
You know, sorry. What'd you say?
I would like to start making my way over to them as well.
You notice that they look almost zombified. Like their skin is all dried out and wrinkly. My voice.
I ask them, hey, what's going on? Where am I at?
Both of them point to the carriage. Slowly.
What do I see in the carriage?
You see a chest in the back of the carriage.
I want to go up to the chest.
You want to start walking towards the carriage?
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Nicole? Tori?
I'm gonna see if these guys will just let me walk past him, and I want to start walking back toward the carriage as well.
They do let you walk past. You notice one of them has a sack in their hand. The same sack from before.
I
Yes.
do want to whisper to this man next to me and just say, "Don't open that chest."
Wow, what's in it?
A person. Not
Like
dead.
a dead person? Oh.
No.
Next to you, Eli, whatever your character's name, Jerry, you notice this thing. Whoops. To the right of you. Ah, shit! There we go. This thing just kind of floating.
It's the Black Hand.
You're funny. What would you guys like to do now that you've reached the carriage?
I turn
I'm just-
around and I ask the knights, what's up with that hand?
They look over to it, and you can tell they're not looking at you, they're looking past you. Over towards the carriage. If you've ever seen an Elden Ring carriage, they have this little thing in the back that you can jump on.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, that's what that is.
Sit on the back of the carriage. I do, however, before sitting, say, "Go over and look at the hand." They probably won't stop you.
I gotta look at the hand.
One of the guys walk up to you, hold on. One of the guys walk up to you with a sack in hand, and he just sets it on the ground next to you and walks back. What do you want to do now that you're at the hand? You notice this red ring around it, and it seems to light up the ground. In front of you, you notice a red flame, too. Just like a campfire. I could have done that better, but
Can I do an intuition check on it?
no.
Can
This
I do
ain't
an
us no more.
intelligence check?
Nope.
They do say, "Don't pause, just go for it. It ain't gonna hurt you none."
There's no checks in here, man. This isn't us.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
What do I
you're
know
not used to it,
about
right? Huh?
What do I know about the hand?
Nothing.
Can I tell if it's dangerous?
Nope.
I want to walk over to Knights.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, why do you look like that?
You notice they don't seem to be able to respond.
Is there dirt under me? Like sandish dirt, like coarse dirt?
You see, like, this is a plate of, like, a road of gravel.
Okay, so in the gravel, I take my finger and carve out why you look like that.
They look down as they look past you and start walking.
Uh-huh. Did I kill these guys? Are those white things giants? Big white things?
I'll show you a picture. You can't see past the carriage right now, so no. It's too dark outside.
Oh. I walk forward to where these knights are going.
Sure.
Nicole, what do you want to do? You've not done anything.
I will walk over to the hand and walk into the red circle. Picking up the sack on my way.
Mm-hmm. You walk into the red circle. Here are your options.
What does memorize spell do? I want to try that.
You just get spells.
You have no spells
Or if you-
available.
Yeah, if you
Oh.
have spells, if you memorize them, then you can use them.
Mm-hmm.
But you only have so many memory slots.
I'm gonna
And you-
stare at the moon.
As you stare at the moon, you feel yourself replenish. Almost as if you'd had a full night's sleep. Even the tiniest little scrapes from jumping off, the tiny sprained ankle that you got from jumping off the carriage, heals from what it feels like.
I am just gonna go back and sit on the back of the carriage.
And Eli, you said you wanted to walk around to the side?
Yeah.
Wow. Kat is really playing this role right here, and I love it. You notice these three types of people. You see the big things in the back. These are the ones who are unlighted. And these guys are the ones carrying torches.
What's pulling the carriage?
Horses.
David, I don't know if you remember this, but in Elden Ring, all the carriages was pulled by
I'm aware.
giants. Okay.
I know. They enslave giants, yes, I'm aware. Trolls, actually.
Yeah. I want to start walking with them, just following them.
Walking with who?
The knights.
They're not walking anywhere, they're just standing.
Oh, I want to go up to one of the bear guys.
Okay. They all seem to be looking at you, kind of checking out what you're doing.
Can you guys speak?
They'll look down at you. You notice they seemingly form a circle around you. It's a defensive position, just in case you decide to do anything aggressive.
Okay.
They give you plenty of room to leave the circle from all sides, but if you do decide to attack, you'll be attacked from all sides.
I want to use the chain on my weapon to put it on my back.
Alright, cool.
So I don't mean any harm.
They are still just looking at you.
Okay. Can anyone here talk? Like, what's going on?
After a while, you have been able to collect enough information that they're not going to be able to talk to you.
Okay. Well, where are you taking this test? Can they, like, symbol and stuff?
No.
Okay, so they're just pretty much just, like, uncommunicated.
Yes.
Okay. I want to go back to where Tori
Go ahead.
is. I want to go back to where Tori, the unknown girl, I don't know what name is.
Yeah.
I just pat the side of the carriage next to me.
I jump on.
Oh, I'm surprised they didn't give you a sack.
I don't care. What's in the sack?
Tori,
Huh.
you notice your sack is actually 2 sacks.
Oh, never mind. They did give you a sack. I just hand him one. Oh, don't mention the person in the chest. They don't know about that. Speaking of which, how you doing in there, E?
I can't breathe.
Why are you in there?
Fun.
We didn't know if they were aggressive. It was a plan. I don't fucking know anymore.
Can you not fight or something?
I can fight. I just prefer not to.
Okay. So you're like a pacifist?
Per se, yes.
Also, we shouldn't really attack somebody who isn't attacking us. You know?
You guys hear the carriage start moving and feel it. Oh shit! I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Talk amongst yourselves, guys.
So,
So,
what's going
how's everyone
on?
enjoying this session?
Oh, I thought we were talking in character. Okay.
Excuse me.
We're talking character.
I
I
too
like
did.
it pretty good.
What'd you say, Eli?
I like the session pretty good.
Me too, me too. In character, I do say, name's Tori. You?
Jerry,
Cool. Kid in the chest is E.
like the letter?
I don't know. E, how do you spell your name?
It's Eiji.
Ah.
Yeah, it's.
That's so much more complicated than just putting E.
I feel like that means their name isn't actually E. They just go by E because their name is a little complicated.
Yeah, it sounds more like easy.
Yes, but I'd prefer if you called me just E.
Okay.
Curious, is there any light coming through the lock in there?
There is a small red dim light coming through it. It kind of makes the whole chest have this weird, like, blood effect to it.
So, like, is the light coming from the outside or the inside?
From the outside. You guys can't see the chest light.
Oh.
Also, how would light be coming from the inside of an unlit chest?
Right?
I don't know. The sky is fucking red. Explain that.
Blood moon!
Oh, that makes more sense.
I don't know, the sky's red, explain that. Blood moon.
Oh, at least I got some
I
help.
hope to God that I did this right. Boom! Let's go! Fuck yeah.
Yay.
Uh,
Well, there's that one picture.
It looks like a dick. Sorry?
Davin,
Yeah.
what is name is whip? Is a whip mean?
Work in progress. WIP, work in progress.
Oh.
What do you ask?
Huh?
You ask.
Oh, that
You cut out again. One more time?
makes a pretty strange
Why do
effect.
you ask?
I don't know what whip is. I don't know. He could be saying
Guys, keep talking in character, please.
wop and oh, okay.
Hmm.
So like, what's going on? Why did I wake up in like red water?
We've
you
all
in the
woke
same
up here.
place as us. Yeah. Also, I'm surprised your voice isn't more muffly. You're you're inside the chest.
So you guys are willing to ride the carriage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and take a pause. You guys show up, the sack's taken off of your head, and see a large carpet leading up to a person standing on top of a platform.
Wait, we had the sacks on our head?
Yeah, I just said that for, just ease.
Okay. I walk up to the person.
I start walking forward as well.
I also will, but I'll stay behind.
Alright. Nyong. Nyong. Okay. As you guys walk up, you notice 5 candles behind this lady. She looks like this.
Holy shit. Okay.
Eli, your reaction, dude!
She was just pretty.
Yeah, Eli's was really honest and
Why I
funny.
look at the face.
What'd you say?
Like, those stood out to me. I seen the tits before I seen the face.
Alright, Eli, we get it, you're a misogynist. Now start playing the game.
You. Okay. Hello.
She waves and puts her hands back behind her back.
Where are we?
In the castle of Darwin.
Okay. So, like, I don't know if you can explain this, but why did I wake up in a pool of, like, red water?
I don't know.
We all kind of did.
It was just water. It was the moon reflecting.
You 3 are chosen.
What does E look like now that they're out of the chest?
Oh, that's a good question. She says, you 3 are chosen. That.
Makes sense why she can fit in the chest.
Yeah, she's small. She repeats again, you 3 are chosen.
Or what?
Seeking out marks.
What's the marks?
The very things that are keeping that blood moon up.
How many are there?
I don't know. A lot.
So, is the blood moon bad?
Yes. Very.
I'm sorry, I'm being so rude right now. Hi, how was your day?
Look at your arms.
I look at my arm.
You see a fade, like a slight symbol. You can't really make out what it is, but you see a slight one.
What, can you tell us what it looks like?
No, actually.
Okay.
She looks to all of you and says, if you take the carriage back, you will go to the Golden Kingdom. That is
Do I know about this?
Yes, I was just about to get to that. That kingdom is the enemy kingdom to you guys. To you, Eli, or to you, Jerry, and to you, Tori. Kat,
E.
your kind has been persecuted by the kingdom. Shunned.
I'm from a brothel, so yeah, it makes sense.
Not what I mean, but alright.
Why would we want to go there?
The first Mark Eater is there. His name is Khalil.
Davin, do I know this girl's name?
What? No,
Do I know this girl's name?
I would tell you.
So, what's your name?
My name's Forbidden.
Nice to meet you, Forbidden. You got a nice place here.
No, I can't tell you my name.
Oh. Can I give you a nickname?
If you want.
How does Jesse sound?
Are you guys gonna go to the kingdom or no?
Yeah.
I think we should. I look back at you.
I just shrugged.
Okay. Well, do we come back here when we're done with the Kingdom of Golden, or like, what do we do?
One of you pick someone.
Uh,
Pick one of you guys. You
I
will be the
volunteer.
mark bearer.
Yeah, I think you should be the mark bearer.
Okay, I'm down to go with whatever other people think.
Sorry, what did you say? My ferret was being a dick.
She asked us to pick someone but among the three of us to be the mark bearer. Eli volunteered, but I think it should be you. And then Eli was like, I'm down to do it with whatever people think.
Yeah, sure, I can do it.
Okay, it's E. He's our marker bearer.
Okay. Do not, by any means, consume the mark. You'll turn into a mark eater, and then your friends will have to hunt you down too.
Okay.
Can we trust you to do that, E? Or not to do that, I
Yeah.
guess.
I won't eat it.
Not even when you get hungry?
I don't. Never mind.
I'll eat one of you before I do that.
But if you
Okay.
choose, the mark eaters gain massive amounts of power. Destructive power.
You're not power hungry, are you, E?
No?
Perfect.
I'll have your carriage ready in a moment. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves or to me.
So,
Honestly, of all the places we could have ended up, I'm glad it was here.
Y'all walk in and immediately notice many, many soldiers guarding the doorway.
what color are they?
One looks like this.
Okay. Oh, fuck. I can tell that's a woman.
And the other looks like that.
Yeah, I can tell these are both women.
As one of them has their spear up and they start walking towards you, slowly. The other one has their sword up. You guys are immediately met by hostility. What would you like to do? I will.
I wanna.
You are going to have initiative when it comes to actual combat.
Who?
All of you. Highest initiative goes first.
Okay.
Alright, we'll say Kat, Nicole, Eli. Eli.
Yeah.
Kat goes first.
Oh, God.
Kat, what would you like to do? You can choose to attack, move, or skip your action.
I'm just gonna ready my weapon in my hands and
Your weapon being.
shimmy. I can't say the word. I'm stupid. A scimitar.
Scimitar.
Scimitar. Oh, is it scimitar? I can't read.
Alright. Does that mean that you're going to pass it on to the next person?
Yeah.
And that next person will be Nicole. Nicole?
Just to give it a shot, I do sort of motion for the others to put their weapons, like, down and just say, we don't mean harm.
It doesn't work. They can tell that you're here for the mark.
I suppose I'll draw my sword then.
And keep your shield to your side? Or on your back?
Yeah. I would like to move my shield to my side.
What do you mean to your side? Like, on your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have your sword and shield. Got it. Eli,
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
I take my weapon off my back, and I wrap the chain around my other hand. I'm
Okay.
currently using my right hand.
So you do what?
So I take my weapon off my back, and I wrap my chain around my left hand. I'm holding my weapon with my right hand.
Alright. Just so you keep in mind, your weapon is a twin blade.
Alright.
As they continue moving towards you guys cease to have an action. Now that they are in attacking radius of you, y'all's backs are to the walls, smiley face, and you'll be rolling initiative again. This time, Eli, you go first.
I jump forward, spinning my weapon.
You jump forward what?
Spinning my weapon.
Swinging your weapon?
Yeah.
In what way?
Down.
Down?
Yeah.
Alright. To the left one is the person with the spear.
Yeah.
This person is going to jab your spear. They will have advantages for distance and the time it takes to swing the stab the weapon. Is that what you would? Are you sure that's what you would like to do?
Yes. Watch me get to work.
You lose. The spear goes into your stomach. It doesn't pierce through your armor. It does cling off, but it hurts bad. As you fall to the ground, the person with the spear backs up. Next highest initiative is, I think it was Cat.
Yeah, it was. Chest 17 out of 18.
Cat?
Oh, I'm going to first check if he's okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
He doesn't look hurt. His armor just seems tinged up.
I'm going to stay back because I do not have any armor at all. And you guys do.
Alright. That's going to pass it on to you, Nicole.
Using my shield, rush the person in front of me. Just like knock them over with my shield.
That's going to be them versus you. Their type of sword won't be able to reach around your shield. Although they are going to try and dodge. That's a 3-3. Both of you guys miss. Like, you do not hit him with your shield. And he does dodge. No. Okay. Alright, never mind.
Wait.
Here. In trying to dodge, he falls over as you do as well. Tripping over the bottom of your shield.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Both of you guys are on the ground now.
I guess I'll get back up and then I suppose that's the end of my turn.
Yes. That means Eli, that goes to you.
Is the other guy still on the ground?
Huh?
Is the other guy still on the ground?
Yeah, this guy is still on the ground, but this person with the spear has pointed it towards you.
I'm gonna see the person again.
You wanna what?
I want to see the person again that's in front of me.
The person with the spear.
Yeah. I want to take my blade and sweep her leg with it.
Just so you know, their spear is longer than her body.
She got it pointed at me?
Yes.
Like, is it my face?
No, it's not. It's to her body, so she can get more thrusting power in the spear.
Like, can you show me how it's positioned on her body?
Not really. It's just pointed at you.
Okay. I want to get up.
You're not on the ground.
I want to take my chain off my hand and wrap it around my blade.
Okay. While you're doing that, she's going to thrust her spear at your eyes.
I want to dodge.
16. You're gonna have to get higher than a 16. Ooh, you do not manage to dodge, but moving your head out of the way, you get clanked in the forehead. As things get daisy, you're gonna have to wait one more turn until you're able to move.
Alright.
One more cycle. Which means it's going over to you. E.
Curious. I have the. What does magic spark do?
Magic Spark. Oh, Magic Spark. It releases a tiny shard of magic.
Is it aimable?
Yes.
I'm going to attempt to try and aim magic spark at like the spear to try and hopefully knock it out of her hand.
Also try aiming it for her eye.
But are her eyes covered? I can't tell.
No,
Her eyes are covered.
No.
They're so thin, though.
Yeah, no. The spear would definitely be an easier target.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim for the spear.
8. Alright, you fail. The distance misses. Makes it miss. As it overshoots the spear. She does hear the clink and slightly turn around to look towards it. And that's your action? Do you want to move or anything?
I'm going to move slightly closer.
What do you mean slightly?
About the same area as Jerry is.
Alright, and that's going to pass up your turn onto Tori.
Oh, yeah.
Tori.
Mm-hmm. Is Spear Lady still distracted?
Slightly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming this other person has also gotten up.
Yeah.
Can I see the person with the sword again?
She is much more armored than the person with the spear. Wait, did you want to see the person with the sword or spear?
The sword. Can I see the person with the spear? I do want to say, Jerry, focus on the sword lady person. I do move west towards the person with the spear.
The person with the sword does start rushing towards you. You know
Whose
this
sword is larger?
You know this tactic. It's called the choke position. They're gonna try and put you in a corner. Also, if it isn't obvious.
No, sword.
What? This chick don't have a sword.
I know. Whose sword is longer, mine or the other person's?
Yours. But it's obviously going to be a lot slower to swing.
I will use my shield to block the person with the spear while holding my sword straight at the person with the sword.
You don't have the right angle for that. I'll explain what I mean. Your right hand will be this way, while you're trying to attack this way. You'll be at a massive disadvantage for your attacks.
I'll just back up then.
Alright, as you start to back up, the person with the sword goes to swing at you. Along with the person with the spear is going to jab at you.
I still do want to have my shield up for the person with the spear.
So you're just going to take the hit from the sword?
Can I tell about where it's going to hit?
Probably somewhere around your neck or chest.
I will have my arm sort of positioned so that if the sword does hit, it's going to hit my arm.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Would anybody like to do a saving action?
I would. Or, no, wait, no, I can't.
Okay, well, wow. So the person with the spear completely misses your shield and actually just slices at the air, kind of somewhat losing their balance. The person with the sword hits your arm and it clings off and pings against the back of the shield, as they do fall over slightly. And you are protected. You take no damage. It definitely sprained your wrist, but you'll be fine. Eli, that's back onto you. Wait, no, that's one cycle.
That was my cycle, wasn't it? Or do I gotta wait till after this one?
You have to wait till after this one.
So that's back to cats.
Yeah, Cat.
So is the spear woman like almost on the ground, or is she still standing?
She's still standing, just almost lost her balance. She actually really lost her balance.
Can I rush and try and slash my weapon against her side?
If you do that, approach it from the west side so that you don't have to really worry about the person with the sword.
Yeah, I'd probably
Can you
do
try
it, yeah.
and, can you try and slash her weapon in what?
Like into her like abdomen side of her body. On the
You can try.
yeah. Well,
As you begin to run, you see she notices you, and you can tell that she's going to try and put her spear up in a defensive position. Alright. This is going to be your roll, this is going to be hers. 13. She moves her spear and clangs your sword off as your arm loses balance. She's going to now, with advantage, hit you in the side with the blunt end of her spear. She misses.
Come on. I need.
Nicole, you regain your balance, and yes. You can act now. But the guy with the sword is going to try and choke you out again.
Repositioning my sword a little bit.
I'm just gonna ask you ahead of time. What does that mean?
Basically moving it so it's not at an awkward angle, so I don't really have a disadvantage. I will swing at the sword guy with my sword.
Okay.
Moving a bit closer if needed.
Alright. Nine, 7. You do swing at him. Swing at the person. As they get a light cut in their stomach. They back up.
That was my movement and my action. It's Jerry's turn.
Yep. It is Jerry's turn. Thanks, Eli.
Where am I? I'm back there. So do I have like movements and actions and shit?
Yeah, you have movement and action. You have one of each.
I want to move in between those two people.
Which ones, man?
The the bad guys.
The bad guys?
Yeah.
Alright, neither of them seem to really acknowledge you that much because of how focused they are on the two.
And Davin, I want to grab my cane and start spinning my sword around the room.
You can't do that.
Why
Your twin blades would be too balanced towards both sides, and it would just turn into basically a giant blender that cuts your head. It just hits you. You don't have a sword, you have a twin blade.
Okay. So, on my twin blade, I want to toss it. Can I see the picture of the girl with the sword?
Can you what?
Can I see the picture of the girl with the sword? So, I want to toss it like a spear into the girl's side with the sword.
Her side isn't open.
Yes, it is. Look at it.
Dude,
Do you not see it?
Dude, I'm saying her side isn't available to be attacked. It's guarded by her arm.
Okay. Is combined actions available?
If you guys make it to where you can do a combined action, but not at the moment.
What was your idea?
Why don't you hit the girl with the spear closer towards the other person? That way I can hit one and immediately hit the other one with one slash.
Not sure how'd we do that.
Kat, any idea?
No, I don't really have an idea. I just try and get the spear lady down first,
Alright. So,
since she has less armor.
Davin, going towards the spear lady, I want to slash at her. I
Okay.
should have an advantage because I'm behind her and she's not focused on me.
Yeah, you will have quite
And
a bit
also, her
advantage.
spear's in a completely different place. Her spear was focused towards cats.
15 to 9.
Oh.
You slash at her where?
In her back. area.
Okay, you're going to slash her back.
Yeah.
You
Or
see her
actually,
armor. You see the back of her armor chip.
Oh, I was gonna. Okay.
Once I roll, it's past the point of no return, man.
Well, you actually have. Okay, no, mind. Alright. That would be on to cats.
As she is going to make a move to take a couple steps back. 20. She effortlessly slides around you guys with her spear. As she is now in an extremely defensive position. Any attack against her, her counter will now have +2 on advantage. As long as it's a counter. Parries, defenses, etc. will not count. That goes to you, Kat.
I'm going to move slightly closer to the sword woman.
Okay.
And try to aim my weapon into her side.
You don't have the angle for that.
Okay.
You would be reaching around like here.
Okay. I'm just going to try and assess for any weak points in like their armor.
Intelligence check. 20. Oh my gosh. The weak points. The weak points. Sorry?
No, go ahead.
Alright. The weak points in the armor, Eli, for things like this, there will be intelligence checks.
Okay.
The weak points in the armor are where joints are. The hands, the knees, elbows, shoulders, arms. Basically anywhere you can find a joint, that's where it's going to be weak.
I'm gonna mumble to Tori, hit at the joints quickly. Well, say it quickly, not like hit at the joints quickly.
Mhm.
You can rephrase that, but saying, I quickly say, or something like that.
Yeah, I guess I could have, but I've already said it.
I feel like back of the knee is the most weak, because it's the least protected by armor.
But it would be harder this to hit.
Whose turn is it?
It's still Cat's.
I'm going to... That's gonna be it for my move. Since I can't exactly see the spear lady.
Alright. The person with the sword is going to try and attack you with a 12. As they're going to swing at your stomach. How would you like to react?
Can I attempt to dodge?
With this person behind you, it's going to be very difficult. With how closed in you are. How would you like to dodge?
Can I-
You are directly behind the person, Nicole. You will
I know.
have
I was gonna.
you will have disadvantage for any form of defense that you'd like to do, or saving action.
Mhm. How did you say you were wanting to dodge cats?
Is it
Because I was wanting to see if I could possibly move my shield to protect you. Because you're a lot smaller than me, from
yeah.
what I know.
But your shield's really heavy.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to use my tail as a like blocker of my torso and some sort so it doesn't hit like into my torso.
And that will be your defense, or are okay? Are you gonna defend or dodge?
Dodge, yeah, dodge. I'll try to sidestep her.
Oh, you want to sidestep? Okay. As you dodge, you get sliced in the abdomen, falling down to down on your ass. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's the end of the session for now.
Okay.